We are just getting a report out from the Independent International Trade Commission on the economic impact of the USMCA if it were to pass into law and be put into effect. The ITC finding that the deal would boost U.S. growth and trade, that it would add about 1/3% onto GDP over the next 5 years, and that it would also create about 176,000 jobs in the U.S. The report says that the manufacturing sector would be the biggest beneficiary of this deal, although it does note that the new rules that would apply to the automotive sector would potentially increase prices for U.S. consumers and decrease sales and consumption of cars as a result. The ITC also finds that the deal would increase trilateral trade between the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. It finds that roughly exports from the U.S. to Canada would increase about 6%, exports to Mexico would increase about 7%, and then slightly lower numbers for imports from those countries into the U.S., but certainly seems like a very good data to support the administration's push to get this deal across the finish line. Members of Congress in both chambers have said that they wanted to see this report before they scheduled hearings on the deal and before they decided how they would vote on this deal, because they wanted to know what the impact would be. And certainly this would seem to support the administration's message that it would ultimately be good for the economy. Wilf, Morgan?
Okay. Kayla, that number, so plus 0.35% to GDP, that is relative to the current status quo, not relative to if NAFTA was ripped up.
Correct. It is operating as if this is essentially a layer that is placed on top of NAFTA. There are many material changes in this deal, but it is not operating as if the deal were to go away, and this would be the alternative to that. That being said, this report itself is 379 pages. We're dealing with a lot of literature here in D.C. that's hundreds of pages of long. So we're going to have to go through it and bring you guys the very specifics in this report, but the headlines and the summary conclusions do appear to be positive.